Assalamualaikum students. Today we have to start chapter 10, congruent triangles. But before starting this chapter, we have to do some basic definitions. This chapter is basically related to theorems, and we have to do some basic definitions which will help out while proving these theorems. So we have to start our basic definitions. The first definition we have to do is point. A point has no size or shape, it is just a position. This is the symbol of point. Then a line. A line is a straight path of points that has no beginning or end. This is the symbol of line. A line segment is a portion of a line that has two end points. So this is a line and it has two end points. This is a line segment and it has two end points, and it is a line having no end points. Okay. The next definition is array. Array is a portion of a line which has one end point and extends forever in one direction. So this is the symbol of ray, and it has only one end point, and this is the extended portion. Okay. The next definition is angles. An angle is the union of two rays. The ray are the sides, the vertex is the end point. As you can see in this diagram that these are the two rays, and these two rays combine together to make this angle. This is the vertex of this angle. So as you can see, angle 1 and angle 2 have same vertex as these. This is the vertex point, angle point. And angle 1, angle 3 are vertical angles. These are the vertical angles. Angle 2 and angle 4 are the vertical angles. Okay. Then the next definition is polygons. A polygon is a closed figure formed by a finite number of sides, as poly means many. So this is a diagram having many sides. If it has 3 sides, then it is a triangle, 4 quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, and so on. These all are polygons. Then we have to move towards our next definition, that is a triangle. A triangle is a 3-sided figure formed by joining 3 line segments together at their end points. A triangle has 3 sides. A triangle has 3 vertices. A triangle has 3 angles. Okay, means if it is a triangle, as it is a triangle, angle A, B, C, it has 3 sides, AB, BC, CA. These are the 3 sides, and it has also 3 angles. Angle A, angle B, angle C, or you can say angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. Then we have to move towards our next definition, that is theorem. It is a statement that can be demonstrated to be true by accepted mathematical operations and arguments. Steps involving to prove a theorem, that is figure given to prove, construction, proof, and in proof statements and reasons are involved. In given, the first line of the most theorem statement before comma is the line of the given. To prove, the second sentence after the comma is the sentence of to prove. If the theorem does not have a comma, use the verb then will act as a comma. Sometimes it may be vice versa, which means to prove can be written before, then given is written after. As in this example, this is the statement of a theorem. If 2 angles of a triangle are congruent, comma, then sides opposite to them are also congruent. As you can see, here is the comma and then is written after there. So this is the portion of given and this is the portion we have to write under the heading of to prove. Construction. They are used to introduce new objects into theorem. So we have to draw some new figures. We can say that helping figures are drawn during construction. Statements. They are the claims that you are making throughout your proof that lead to what you are ultimately trying to prove is true. Reasons. They are the reasons you give for why the statement must be true. Now we have to move the main definition, that is congruent triangles. To prove congruency, we need two different figures, and definitely in case of triangle, we need two triangles. One-to-one correspondence between two triangles. For example, if there are two triangles ABC and DEF, this is the symbol of correspondence. And what does it mean, one-to-one correspondence? It means that one side or angle is related to the corresponding angle or side of the other triangle. It means that only one side will correspond to the corresponding other side. DE, AB will be correspond to DE, means AB is congruent to DE. AC will be congruent to DF. BC will be congruent to EF, and angle 1 or angle B is congruent to angle E because they are corresponding angles. Angle C is congruent to angle F as they are corresponding angles, and then angle A is congruent to angle D because they are corresponding angles of these two triangles. Then we have to move towards our next definition, that is similar triangles. The similar triangles, the symbol for this similarity is used, as you can see, this is the symbol of similarity. Definition of similar triangles. Two triangles are called similar if they both have the same three angle measurements. The two triangles shown are similar. Similar triangles have the same shape but possibly different sizes. You can think of similar triangles as one triangle being a magnification of the other. As you can see in this diagram, there are two triangles having same angles, but the sizes of these triangles are different. So these two triangles are similar triangles. Then equal triangles. Symbol for equal triangle is use this sign of equality. The triangles have all the corresponding sides of equal measurement. So when these two triangles having same measurement of all the sides, as you can see these sides, then this side PR 16.5, then 18.8, these are all the corresponding sides are of same measurement, then these will be called equal triangles. The combination of similar triangles and equal triangles gives us congruent triangles. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, then there is a correspondence between their angles and sides such that corresponding angles are congruent and corresponding sides are congruent. The notation triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. As you can see in these two diagrams, triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, angle C is congruent to angle R because they are corresponding angles between these two triangles. Similarly, corresponding sides, and side AB is congruent to the side PQ. Then the side BC is congruent to the side QR, and the side CA is congruent to the side RP. As these are the 6 possible combinations between these two triangles. However, to prove a theorem, if 3 of these possibilities are present and we prove 3 possibilities among these 6 possibilities, if we prove 3 possibilities, then the triangle will be considered as congruent, and it will be the postulate for that triangle. The postulates of triangle, there are different postulate of triangles, like side 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 postulate. It will be used when 3 sides between 2 triangles will be congruent. Then side angle side postulate, when 2 sides and the angle between them will be congruent. Then angle side angle postulate, when 2 angles and the side between them will be congruent. Then angle angle side postulate, when 2 angles and one side will be congruent. Then RH postulate or HS postulate. HS postulate is basically used when the hypotenuse and any one side of a right triangle are congruent to the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of the other right triangle. Then these two right triangle will be considered as congruent, and the postulate will be used HS postulate or RHS postulate. These are the postulate we will use to prove theorem, and we will learn about these postulates when we will start our theorems. So these are all the basic definitions for congruent triangles. You all have to learn all these definitions. Okay, thank you.